mighty power and his grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. In the midst of his children, the Lord said he would be. It doesn't take very many. It can be just 2 or 3. And I feel the same sweet spirit that I felt oft times before. Surely I can say that I've been with the Lord. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel his mighty power and his grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. There's a holy hush around us as God's glory fills this place. I've touched the hem of his garment, and I can almost see his face, and my heart is overflowing with the fullness of his joy. I can say without a doubt that I've been with the Lord. For surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel his mighty power and his grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. For surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. For surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. This place.
Good morning. That's one of my most favorite opening songs, Surely the Presence. You know, Unity teaches that God is everywhere present. Therefore, where you are, God is. And you in this room, the very presence of God is felt through you, through your light, through your love, through your beauty. Thank you for being with us today. It's so good to see many, many of you that I haven't seen in a while, and some that you have returned. Thank you for being here with us. We had to reconfigure the sanctuary again, but that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. I'm glad that you're here with us. If you're visiting for the very first time, and I can see there are some of you that are visiting here for the very first time, we especially welcome you to our Unity family. And we want you to know that the mission here at Unity of Citrus is for us to create a loving and healing and accepting community. And we do that through prayer. We do that through education, and we do that through sacred service. So I know that today you have come by divine appointment. Nothing happens by coincidence. You were drawn to be in this place, and in this place, you are welcome to open your heart and your mind. As a matter of fact, inviting you to do that, and allow whatever Spirit is planning to reveal for you right here and right now in this moment. We have a really special service planned for you. And before I even begin, before we even do some greetings, I want to acknowledge a special group of people in this congregation, and those are our veterans. Even if you're visiting here, I want to acknowledge you. And so I want to begin by first asking you, I'll call out a military service branch, and if you have served in that branch, would you please stand up? If you served in the Coast Guards, would you please stand up? If you served in the Marines, would you please stand up? If you served in the Navy, would you please stand up? Stay standing if you don't mind. If you served in the Army, would you please stand up? Aww. If you served in the Air Force, would you please stand up? If you served in any other special force, the Coast Guards, anyone, would you please stand up? Now look around this room. Because I tell you, for these people, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you to you and your families for serving our country. You have our deepest respect and our heartfelt gratitude. Thank you for honoring the call to serve the highest ideals of our country. And so today we want to dedicate this service to you. And I bless you and I love you. And we will be connecting with you right after this service. Thank you. Bless you. And so now that we have, this room felt so good seeing all these people that served. And I want you to turn to your neighbor and stay in your seats, but turn to your neighbor and say hello to them. Namaste, wave, whatever you need to do, an elbow bump. It's good to have you here. And now we have a whole Facebook audience, and one of these days they're going to send us pictures so we know who's watching from Facebook. But would you turn around to them and from YouTube and say hello, good morning, our Facebook audience and YouTube family. Thank you for being with us today. We are eternally grateful to you for your faithfulness in keeping with us every single time. So I'm going to invite you to now begin to set the intention for this service, to begin to get settled in your seats in a way that you become really present to the here and to the now. So get very comfortable. And if it feels okay with you, I'm inviting you to close your eyes. And take a deep breath. Set the intention to be in this very present moment, right here, right now. Nothing else is more important. Whatever the busyness of the morning brought to your life or whatever you're planning in the afternoon, just let it go. Be here, be in the now. As we begin to acknowledge the sacred presence of that which we call God, we call Abba, we call by many names. We acknowledge that presence right here and right now. And we align our mind and our heart, allowing it to be receptive, centered, perhaps moving away from all the thoughts that are in your mind right down to your sacred heart. And say thank you. Thank you for this beautiful day, for an opportunity to come together in a state of oneness, for an awareness that we are here by divine appointment, for knowing that we are God's beloved, for knowing that we can have sweet communion with God, and that right here, right now, in this sacred space, everything is holy. Everything is holy now, wherever we are, for God is wherever we are. And so with an open mind and a receptive heart, we set ourselves to be present. No expectations, just allowing, just being. And we are grateful for the awareness of the Holy Presence that is always with us. As we move through the moments together, we are consciously aware of that. We thank you, God, for this truth that we hold in our heart and that we practice in our living. Thank you, God. And so it is. And so it is. Would you say the affirmation of oneness with me? There is one power and one presence in the universe and in my life. God the good, all-powerful, all-knowing, everywhere present, right here, right now, God. Namaste. And for those of you that are visiting, Namaste means that the light in me, that spark of the divine, the presence, the light in me acknowledges and recognizes and honors the light in you. Namaste.
It's all about allowing peace within. In absolute surrender, so serenity begins. For when the storm subsided and calm becomes the way, it's all about allowing it to stay. It's all about allowing love to flow. It's setting down your burden and just simply letting go. For as you seize the struggle and love pours through your heart, it's all about allowing it to start. Now feel it warm and shining, new with promise, strong, undying love, different than any you have known. And now the seed is sown. It's all about allowing change to show, then living in the moment like it's all you'll ever know. And though it won't be easy, you can truly say you tried, for it's all about allowing it inside. It's all about allowing love to flow. It's setting down your burden and just simply letting go. For as you seize the struggle and love pours through your heart, it was all about allowing. All about allowing it to start.
I always get caught up in the moment of coming up here and looking at you all, and I forget about the things that I need. When I was preparing this meditation, I just want to share for a few moments. Many of you know Connie Townsend, and this weekend was the sale of her estate at the house. And a few of us went over yesterday, and her presence was very much there. And her presence is very much here with us today. So, Connie, you're not being missed. But I found it difficult to see the end of a brilliant artist, and knowing that those paintings of hers will only be in our minds. I guess that's my eulogy for her. Anyway, thank you for listening. So I invite you now all to take a deep breath, for it's that time when we go into meditation. I ask you to place your feet flat on the floor so that you'll feel that grounding energy that comes from Mother Earth. If you wish, close your hands or leave them open on your lap. Close your eyes and look at the light behind your eyelids. There is a color present. Focus on that color and take it with you into the meditation. Take another breath and relax. Breathe slowly and easily. Inhaling and exhaling your breath, God's gift, as we sit in this space, this sacred space. Thoughts may intrude. Acknowledge them. Tell them you will get back to them, and ask them to wait. Now visualize yourself walking, following a path that winds through trees and a meadow filled with flowers and a rainbow of colors and scents. The fragrance of lilacs, roses, lilies, all forming a glorious symphony for you. A gentle breeze carries their scents to you. Bringing special memories of laughter, playfulness, joy. You feel gratitude with this gift, God's gift of nature. You continue on the path, walking in nature, feeling the presence of the trees blowing in the slight breeze. But as you do, you feel a presence nearby, not too far away. It's walking with you. It's a loving presence that you feel. You continue the path, which takes you to a clearing. There's the sound of running water. A stream. You can see it off there in the distance. As you get closer, there's a large rock at its edge. It's warmed by the sun. This is a quiet place, filled with the soft sounds of nature. Birds chirping, rustlings in the grass. The thought comes to you to go and sit on the rock. As you do, you know deep inside, this is the place to connect with God, our source, our divine source. You sit here in the warmth of the sun. The feeling of a presence remains with you. And with that thought comes a warm, encompassing feeling of love, of arms wrapping around you and holding you. All the fears and concerns that have been weighing on your mind are gone. There is a feeling of great relief. And as you sit down on this rock, connecting with God, you immerse yourself in the silence to listen to Spirit for the inner guidance you have been seeking. The silence surrounds you. With each breath taken, there is a feeling of being renewed, open to seeing issues in a new and clear way, without judgment, with understanding, and with love. love, the most important gift that we have been given. Love that speaks of all of us, that lives in us, that we can call on at any time. For that is God's love, and that is God within. Let us affirm, I trust in God's power to renew and change my life. I am transformed in mind, body, and spirit. I ask you to repeat this to yourself. I trust in God's power to renew and change my life. I am transformed in mind, body, and spirit. It is time now to leave this place, to see yourself whole, strong, and balanced, in alignment with God's source, centered in peace, and filled with gratitude and love. And to see the love in everyone you come in contact with, to give a smile or a touch. That is so important these days. And remember, you can come to this place, this rock, this silence, whenever you wish. Namaste.
Mary, that was absolutely a beautiful meditation. Thank you. And so in line with what I want to share with you today, flowing grace. Just saying the word grace makes me feel at peace. You know, we've had such misconceptions about that, what that word means, really. What does that mean? We've gotten all kinds of ideas of what is grace. In Unity, we say that we understand that grace is that illimitable love of God in action in our lives. Isn't that beautiful? It's unlimited. It's unconditional. It is impartial, unsolicited, fully operative, divine presence, accessible to us at all times. You never have to even ask for it. It's not a matter of being worthy or unworthy of it, because we are born with sacred worth. You're a child of God. That's so beautiful. And so because you're born of sacred worth, the spark of the divine is in you, then divine love flows through you. It's available to you 24/7. And there is nothing that we can do to increase its availability, but we can do one thing. And that one thing is to resist it. One thing. We can resist it by holding thoughts and feelings in our mind and in our heart that are opposed to the true nature of love. Those thoughts and those feelings become like barriers for the flow of divine grace in our lives. You know, when you're mindful, you pretty much become keenly aware when you're creating barriers for grace to flow. How many of you ever heard that phrase, I've got a lot on my plate. You ever heard that? Well, literally, it means, you got a lot of food on your plate, and probably you will when Thanksgiving comes around. Be careful, okay? But figuratively, it means something else. It means that you have a lot going on in your life that you're having to deal with. How many are there, have been there, or know that, or know exactly what I'm talking about? And some of the things that show up on your plate, you've put in there, but others have shown up unexpectedly. You weren't planning it, and it happened. And now your plate is really full. And you're wondering, how am I going to move with this full plate in my hands, in my life? And in our culture, we kind of admire people that we don't even call them busy people. We call them, they're having an active lifestyle. They're very active. They're always busy. They're doing kind of all kinds of things. And we sort of admire those people because we believe that their life is very full. But evidence shows that that is not so, the complete opposite. The complete opposite. Because you're in that perpetual state of doing and doing and doing and going and moving and thinking and feeling, and you're not in the sacred space of being. Just being. Being present to the presence. Where you can remember who you are. And you can remember where you are. In God, you move and breathe and have your being always. That's where you are, always. That is amazing to me. To know that truth, to slow down enough to grasp it again. We have a lot on our plate, and we can easily forget that truth, can we? Yeah, we get all in our head. We're so much in our head that we're not in our heart. Sometimes it takes time to get there. The longest journey between any organ on your body is between your head down to your heart. You need time to be there. And get in step with the pace of grace that is willingly wanting to flow through you. The natural active flow of divine love that is wanting to express through you. And so I can really speak to this because this past week, was I feeling like my plate was full, very full. There were so many things that were calling for my attention, so many. And in my head, because I was in my head, I was overthinking and struggling with, did I make the right decision, or is this the wrong decision? And what would happen if that happens? And on and on. I was questioning even the choices that were being made and doubting and even judging, because we fall into that, don't we? We start to say to ourselves, well, I don't know if I'm good enough, if I'm doing the right thing. Oh, I don't know. I got to go find somebody else who could tell me what is the right thing to do, And then we're not even there. We go back to the past. Oh, I remember when I, didn't do it so well. I better be careful. Now I'm living back there. And if I'm not living back there, where am I? I'm rushing into the future because I'm thinking, what might it look like? What is the outcome going to be? And where am I not? In the here and the now. I'm not present to this moment that is always real, the only real moment in our lives. The moment where the flow of grace wants to pour itself through you in enormous capacity. And when we're not there, what's happening? When we're in our head, it drains us of our energy. It just drains us. Can you relate? Yeah, and this time of the year, it gets like that too. Running around, doing things, having to do things. So an interesting thing happened to me this week. My daughter calls me, and she says, She lives in New York, and she says, Mom, I've been trying to reach you. And she had, but of course, I was busy. And she said, I had a dream with you. In this dream, Mom, you were carrying 2 baskets. One basket was full of luscious fruit, beautiful fruit. And the other basket was empty. She said, I don't know why I keep thinking I have to tell you this, Mom, but you need to get out of your head. And I said, duh. Yes, I kind of listening. That was another compassionate alarm. Remember how Jane Simmons used to talk about in her book, you can't fall asleep in your awakening? And she says that every once in a while we get this compassionate alarm to tell us, wake up. In my case, felt not only like I was getting the alarm, but I was being hit with a cosmic 2x4 saying, wake up, get out of your head. And then I met with one of the congregants, and he says, don't you realize that these things are causing you to be in misery? Remember who you are. I said, oh my goodness. So going back to the dream, anytime there is a dream with a basket full of fruit, that signifies abundance, sustenance, fullness. And an empty basket, what do you think that symbolizes? Lack. Yes, lack. And so the message was very clear to me. The message for me was, I need to let go of those thoughts, the basket, the lacking basket that limit me. Let it go. And what a perfect time to be reminded when this month we celebrate the power of releasing and letting go. Letting go of what doesn't serve you. Letting go of those things that become the barriers that don't allow the flow of grace to move through your life. How can I even possibly think that I lack, that I'm not enough, that I cannot do it, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough energy, I don't have blah, 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 How can I possibly even think that, because God is my source, unlimited. I cannot lack. You cannot lack. And when you allow the flow of grace to move through your life, you will know that. Let go of thoughts that are running the show. They think they have any power over you. We just forget. They don't. We have power over our thoughts. And so when we recognize that we can rest in the flow of grace and allow what's trying to unfold in our lives to unfold, to offer no resistance to life. Eckhart Tolle, you know him as Eckhart Tolle, a great mystic of our times. He says, to offer no resistance to life is to be in a state of grace, of ease and lightness. Releasing anything and everything that no longer serves us will break the barriers and allow the grace to flow. And when you are allowing this grace to flow, you are engaging with life in a different way. You're no longer resisting it. And your mind, it's like your mind is at peace. There's a serenity to your walk, to your being. And your heart is so full of gratitude. All of a sudden you notice all the blessings in your life, the full basket. And you have a deep sense, a profound sense of your worthiness, your unwavering courage and compassion and kindness. And you move through life with this serene confidence, knowing who you are and where you are at all times. Your heart is fully open, no barriers for the flow of grace. Isn't that a beautiful place to be? And when you're in that place, no one is outside your heart. And that was the next thing that happened to me. I met with the LUTs, and Annie had these little cards, and we had to pick a card. And guess what my card said? No one is outside your heart. Wow, I was getting messages left and right. Let it go. Let the flow. Get in the flow. Be in the flow. And so as I prepared this message, I was reminded of the story in the Bible about Mary and Martha. How many of you know that story? Yeah, Mary and Martha. And it's so appropriate. It goes like this. I typed it up in my notes. It says, as Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary who sat by the feet of the Lord, listening to what he had to say. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. And she came to him and asked, Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do all the work by myself? Tell her to help me. Martha, Martha, the Lord answered, you are worried and upset about many things, but only one thing is needed. And Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her. Boy, did that story really hit home. You see, when we look at these stories, literally, we grasp only the surface. But when we look at this, when we go beyond the literal interpretation into something, the spiritual interpretation, the metaphysical interpretation, we see something different. We realize something different. And in this case, and in every story of the Bible, every character is an aspect of us. Every character. In this case, of course, Jesus represents the spirit of truth, the higher self. And Martha, who is a seeker, she's excited to bring that home, bring it within, become aware in consciousness. She wants to bring it home. And so what happens is that in her desire to have this communion, this connection, she decides that the best way to show her love is to get busy. Sometimes we get busy with service. We serve others so much that we don't even get to be in presence. And so that's what she does. She loves and she wants to go make something wonderful for him, And she goes out to the kitchen, like the story says, and she busies herself. And and Mary was really astute. She says, oh my God, a spiritual teacher is here. The spirit of truth is here. I want to get it all. I want to be by that feet. I don't want to miss anything. So much she desired that she fell by his feet, soaking up everything, learning, grasping, growing. And Martha, I could just imagine, she's probably in the kitchen chopping away and feeling like she's missing it all. I am missing it all. I mean, she got bothered, I'm sure, and frustrated and judgmental and angry. And guess what's happening? All those thoughts in her mind were the barriers that were keeping her from experiencing the flow of grace in her life. And so what does she do? What does Martha do? She goes off and she whines and she complains. She's in total victim consciousness. And she's whining and she's telling Jesus, don't you even care that I'm laboring in the kitchen for you? I'm doing this for you. While my sister sits there, tell her to get off her pillow. Tell her to get off her pillow and come and help me. And so, when I thought of this story, I thought about, have you noticed that when the demands of life get really big and our plate is very full, don't we all get like that a little bit too? We get like that a little bit. That's the Martha in us rising up, forgetting what is the greater thing to do. And of course, Jesus says, oh, Martha, Martha, girl, you got it all wrong. You are worrying and upset about many things, but the one thing that is needed, the one thing that is important, and Mary has chosen that, what is better, and it will not be taken away from you. Now notice that in the story, you never hear Mary. She's quiet. She's in that place of stillness and contemplation. She's absorbing it all. And she represents that aspect in us that knows the most important thing in our lives is to be present to presence, to be in stillness, to in communion, to make room for the holy presence. So both Mary and Martha are necessary aspects of our lives. We can't sit in presence all the time. We got things to do too. So really the balance point is to be present to the presence even while you are moving through life. Wow, to be present to the presence, to be mindful, to listen, to move, and be in the flow of grace. How do we do that? How do we do that? It sounds great, but how do we do it? So I offer you today a few practices that maybe would help you because that's what I love about Unity. We don't just try to point you to something that you already know. It's inside of you. You know this. I'm just trying to pull it out. But we also offer you some practices that will help you to put a truth into practice. So one of the practices that I talk about often, and I think is a very powerful practice, is the practice of the restorative power of the pause. It's so restorative. Find moments in your days to pause and to take deep breaths and to let that breath consciously, intentionally bring you right back to your heart. And maybe whisper a prayer of gratitude, because all truly is well. For where you are, God is. And all things are working for your good. And when you take that breath, consciously become aware of who you are. You are created in the image and the likeness of God. All the power in the universe resides within you. All of it. You have more than enough. Remember who you are and always where you are. And if doubt, if you take your breath, that breath, you could do it at any time and you could do it anywhere. If you're mindful, you're catching yourself being doubtful, pause. Breathe. Let go of that. Get centered in your heart. If worry grips you, do the same. Pause. Or if you're angry, pause. If you're stressed, pause. Just pause. Practice the restorative power of the pause. It would always bring you home. It would always bring you home to your sacred heart. They even now have apps. Do you know that they have apps now that remind you? They chime. They go, ding, time to pause. Oh my, I thought that was funny. But it's powerful. If that's what it takes to remind you to practice the pause, you may want to do that. Practice the pause. Another thing that you can do is cultivate a beginner's mind. Oh, I love this one. Jesus taught his disciples to shake the dust off their feet when they left a place. Metaphysically, feet is always a power of understanding, illumination. And so to shake the dust means that no matter what happened yesterday, no matter what happened back then, guess what? That was then, and this is now. This is now. Shake off the dust of the feet. Because each day is offering you a blank canvas. There's nothing on it. Every morning, mercies are new, grace flows. It's blank, completely blank. And you get to choose what goes on that canvas of your life. And you can begin it by letting go of what happened yesterday. Embrace now. Create in the now. Let your thoughts create the experience of your reality. That is one of our principles. Thoughts held in mind will produce of their kind. But also, thoughts create the experience of your reality. So choose carefully. And at the end of the day, maybe when you look at the canvas that you created, thinking, wouldn't it be nice to go at the end of the day and say, I'm really satisfied. Grace flowed. My day was full. I felt such peace. I walked in serenity. I was in communion. I felt presence. Oh man, that would be a wonderful masterpiece to enjoy before you go to bed. So one of my sages is Charlie Brown. How many of you like Charlie Brown? I like Charlie Brown. And so this is cartoon of Charlie Brown. He's out in the softball field on one of the bases, and the ball is coming to him, and he has his glove up in the air, and he's waiting. He says, "Why? I'm right underneath that. I'm right underneath that." And then something happens, and he moved. And the ball drops. And Lucy is beyond herself. She's screaming and carrying on and jumping and pointing fingers and all that. And, and then Charlie Brown says, I don't know what happened. I guess I let the past get in my eye. What a sage he was. So don't let the past get in your eye. You won't be able to see clearly what you're trying to create today. On the wall of a prison, there is this poem. I don't know if you've heard it. It's called The Knot. And it's not signed by anyone. It says that the author is it's unknown, only known to God. And this person writes, "Dear God, please untie the knots that are in my mind, my heart, and my life. Remove the half knots and the can knots and the do knots that I have in my mind. Erase the will knots, the may knots, the might knots that may find a home in my heart. Release me from the could nots, the would nots, and should nots that obstruct my life. And most of all, I ask that you remove from my mind, my heart, and my life all of the am nots that I have allowed to hold me back, especially the thought that I'm not good enough." Cultivate a beginner's mind. Let go of those things that are not serving your good, those thoughts that are holding you limited. It's like you're carrying around an empty basket. Let them go. They're not yours to flow. They're not yours to have. And then let grace flow. And finally, be like water. I love that analogy. Be like water. Water does not resist. It flows. It has the capacity to redirect itself, take a different path. And then it pours itself over everything that it touches. It gives of itself. It touches everything, and yet it doesn't change its nature. It remains water. It adjusts around the obstacles. Here again, Eckhart Tolle says, non-resistance and non-judgment and non-attachment are the three aspects of true freedom. Be like water. Flow with the grace that is flowing through you. And when you do, you become that grace out in the world. You give it so freely. So my friends, my prayer really, truly, deeply, because even for myself, I felt it this week. Choose to go with the flow of grace. Choose to watch the thinking in your mind, that they may not become the barriers that keep the grace from flowing. Your true nature is the nature of love. That's who you are. And any thought that is not in alignment with that is not allowing you to express that trueness that you are. So give those thoughts that are not aligned with your nature. Don't give them any power. You have the power to do that. Let grace flow. Accept this day as a brand new day. Tomorrow is behind you. This is now. Create something beautiful with your life. You have the power to do that. And become intentional, taking those pauses because you want to stay in the flow of grace. I know that in my life I have cried, I have laughed, I've experienced sadness and pain and loss and all kinds of things. But through it all, grace met me there. And when I was able to let go of my victim consciousness, when I was able to remember who I am, grace met me there. And it will do for you as well. Namaste. Well, it's coming, I guess. Okay. I'm finally free. Oh, blessed be. Gonna set it free. Blessed be. I'll let the Spirit fly over me. 'Cause now I know I'm in the flow. Blessed be, oh, blessed be. Okay, so it may come later. We will sing it later. It's okay, because I'll just move on to the next one while they get them ready. I'm going to invite Annie to come and join me now for a few moments. And somewhere here are my glasses. So Annie is a licensed Unity teacher, and like all the Unity teachers here, we work very closely. These licensed Unity teachers are spiritual leaders in this community. And along with me, they help to do the work that needs to be done here. And so Annie has a passion about teaching Unity basics. And she even changed the name. She called it now Unity Basics Plus. And Annie, you get on this microphone. And the reason that it's Unity Basics Plus is because she opened it up to not only people who are interested in becoming members, but those of you that want a recommitment. You want to go back and revisit that. And some of you are curious, you know. So I want to acknowledge, if we can put up that slide, the people that attended this class for the very first time. And I guess they're not here. Annie, can you call? Oh, there they go. Okay. So Frankie and Terry and Loretta and Barbie were new to this class, and then there were others that joined. And would you stand, all of you that attended that class, would just stand, all of you? Okay, yay, thank you, thank you. That includes JT back there. Now, out of that class, thank you, out of that class, we have 2 new members. Yay! And I'm going to turn it over to Annie so she can then present them. And I'll be right here.
Well, I guess I'm presenting.
Yes.
Okay. So I want to have Barbie come up. Just if you would stand right here. And then I think we have a little gift. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. And then I asked Frankie to come on up.
Now, I do this every year. Here is a little gift from us. And in that bag, you have a little, come up here so we can see. No, right here. I'll be right here. So in that bag, you have a little packet. And we're so extravagant here. I gave them a little packet of sugar, a little packet of pepper, and a little packet of salt. And they're very, very significant because the packet of salt reminds you that you are the salt of the earth. You season everything with your love. And your packet of sugar is that you bring sweetness into this community and out into the world with your presence. And finally, the pepper is to remind you, you're spicy. And you bring that spiciness into your life.
I need a larger package of sugar.
Oh! You are all the sweetness that there is. And so I'm always so excited to welcome more people into our family here. You're all family, all of you. They have chosen to vote in the choices that we make here at the church, and we're so grateful for that. Thank you. So I'm going to ask you, let's bless them with our unity blessing. Wrap your hand. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate. We behold the Christ in you, and we see you doing great things. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. We behold the Christ in you, and we see you doing great things. Thank you. Thank you, Barbie and Frankie. Thank you. Bless you. Aw, bless you. Thank you, Annie. Thank you. So I don't know, can we play that song? Oh, we're ready to play that song. We're going to play that song, and then we'll collect the offering, because I really like this song.
Let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me. 'Cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free. Oh, blessed be. Gonna set it free. Let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me. 'Cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free. Oh, blessed be. Life unfolds with grace and ease, endless possibilities. They're everywhere, they've always been, when I choose to let them in. Gonna set it free, let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me. 'Cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. Gonna set it free, let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me. 'Cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. I've outgrown those smaller dreams, the way they used to limit me. I make the space, invite love in, magic fills my life again. Shoo, 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 shoo. There's something bigger calling me to follow where my passion leads. I trust that flow, don't need to know. I dance into the great unknown. Gonna set it free, let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me. 'Cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. Gonna set it free, let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me. 'Cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. 'Cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. I'm finally free. You know I'm finally free. oh, blessed be.
Well, it's that, oops, I remembered this time, John. It's that time in our service now to give up our gifts, our tithes, and our love offerings. We are so grateful to all of you today. Grateful for your giving, for sending in your checks, for contributing online. Your faithful support makes it possible for us to continue our work here in the community. So please take the gifts in your hands and affirm your offering blessing with me. Light of God, blesses or multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I send forth this gift with my blessings and my love. Divine love, Mother, Father, God, we thank you for this offering. We know it is given in love and received in love, and that it will move through this ministry with the energy of divine love. Out into the world as good. Each gift is blessed, heaped up, pressed down, overflowing. For that is the law, and so it is. So thank you for being with us today. We hope that you've been uplifted and energized, and that you will go out today and take that feeling with you and spread it out through the community and to those you love. Now will you affirm the prayer of protection with me? The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And Reverend Luz has a few words for you. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Thank you, thank you. I just want to just bring to your attention a couple of things. How many of you saw the bags when you came into the lobby? We have 106 bags to give out, and we're giving them out next Saturday from 10 to 2. And if you just want to drive by and pass out the word, let people know in the community, we're ready to give out those Thanksgiving bags. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for your generosity and your giving and your blessing. You're going to be a blessing to bless others. I also want to acknowledge that we had a team unity yesterday, and we went on our Alzheimer's walk. And some of our members that walked with me yesterday were here. So can you stand, those of you that were here? Yay for Team Unity. It was so fun. We had a really great time. There are others that are just not here this morning. And before I close, I would like to do a blessing for our beautiful Julie. Is Julie here? Come up, Julie. We have one of our babies here with us, a little family, and we're going to bless her. Rub your hands together. We love you. I only had the blessing up there. Wonderful. Here we go. Love you. We bless you. We are praising you. And we see you doing great things. Yay! Thank you, Julie. Thank you. Now we just stand to sing the peace song. And the cafe is open, so we can meet up over there if you like. Let's stand and just sing the peace song.
Let there be peace.
Gonna set it free, let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me. 'Cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. Gonna set it free, let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me. 'Cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. Life unfolds with grace and ease, endless possibilities. They're everywhere, they've always been, when I choose to let them in. Gonna set it free, let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me. 'Cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. Gonna set it free, let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me. 'Cause now I know I'm in the flow.